Alright, Shalom. First off, I'd like to say, Koholo Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Kakodash. Double honor to elders, apostles of Great Millstone, Tarshu, citation of like Israel. This is Brother Tazbah. Today's lesson is going to be on discipline. Discipline. Okay, discipline is something that we're going to need, not just in the truth, but also in life. Okay, without discipline, you won't be able to make it. All right, without having discipline, you won't be able to continue to go on in this truth, even in life. Without having discipline, you're going to fail in life. Okay, you're going to get all emotional. You're not going to be able to control yourself. You're going to make bad decisions. Okay, decisions that you shouldn't even have made. Decisions are going to probably get you locked up. Okay, while we're not even in all that time, that's probably going to get you locked up over some dumb shit. Not knowing when to leave a female alone, not knowing how to deal with your woman. Okay, discipline, man. Not being able to control yourself around your woman. Beating her ass or some shit. It takes discipline for a lot of things. Okay, because without it, you're just gonna fall, man. So even spiritually, man, not studying, not praying to the Most High. It shouldn't even be like, man, it should just be first nature, man. But not praying to the Most High. Not doing your duties, not going to camp, every weekend, just, bro, you just got to have discipline in this thing. Okay, so without discipline, bro, you won't make it. All right, you won't make it in the scriptures, and you definitely won't make it in life. Because a lot of things you got, as a man, we have to have, self-control. We need to be able to control our thoughts, our mind, everything that we do. Okay? Because we could really go off and do some stupid shit. All right, you can get yourself locked up. Okay, you can, a lot of bad things. You can get yourself killed. Shit, you can kill your damn self. So there's things we just gotta learn as men. All right, sometimes you gotta take the back seat. Sometimes you just do. Sometimes you just gotta chill. Sometimes you gotta let shit be what it be. Sometimes you gotta be okay with doing nothing. Sometimes you just gotta know when there's nothing you can do. You just gotta move on. Keep on moving. Leave it in the Lord's hands. It's Proverbs chapter 20, verse 23. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thy eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. So don't love sleep. Okay, so just sleeping in general. Say you just sleeping 24/7, you got a job to do. Next thing you know, you oversleeping and shit, and now you got fired from your job. Or, in the spirit, man, you sleeping in spirit thinking everything's all good. But you slowly losing your spirit because the Lord's on his way back. You ain't doing the work no more. You ain't doing what you got to do no more. But when you open up your eyes, man, the Lord gives you bread, he gives you food, he fills you up. So we can't be in this thing sleeping. We always got to keep our watch. Do something. Get up. Study. Put on the scriptures. Do the work. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. All right. This is. Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and get this. And understanding things too. We got to understand that everything is going on the Most High. Okay. When you truly understand that, and that's also having discipline. Having faith is discipline. See? Because everything that happened is through Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. You're not tripping. Man, whatever, man. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Sometimes, bro, you got to just, okay, I'm going to do this. Trust what the Lord gave to you. Trust the decision the Lord gave for you to do. And just trust it and keep it moving. Because when you don't, you start to fuck up. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So we need to build discipline and get better. It's the only way you're gonna succeed in the scriptures. And even in life. Which ultimately we're looking to succeed in the scriptures. But even considering this life, no one really gives up. We don't give a fuck about being rich. here. This shit's wicked anyway. But to be stable, you need to have discipline. To be able to eat, to take care of yourself, you need to be disciplined to enough to be able to get your daily food. So in the spirit, bro, get your daily food. So regardless on having that sleep spirit, bro, that's not it. This Proverbs 20:24, man's goings are of the Lord, or of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? And we understand that. We understand man's goings are of the Lord. So us knowing that, there's no point to be in fear. There's no point to second guess what you're doing. Now, when you slip up and through the spirit, you correct it. It's called discipline. Oh shit, I fucked up. Let me change that. All right, but let me get this real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 27. I'm gonna start at 25. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. See? So it's not good to eat much honey. So if you constantly overeating, if even in the scriptures, bro, if you doing the work, you studying, but you're overly studying, bro, you missing everything, you're not understanding now, and now you bug out. Now you saying the wrong shit, it ain't good. Study enough that's good enough for you. So for men who search their own glory is not glory. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. See? So if you can't rule yourself, Satan can walk all up in you. He control everything you do. There ain't none you can do to save yourself. There ain't shit you can do. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls. If you cannot control your actions, if you ain't got no type of discipline to control yourself, you're naked out here. You're naked. Okay? You got no self-control. All right, you cannot control yourself. And that's gonna be your reckoning. So we always gotta remember to build that discipline, man, to be able to control ourselves no matter what we do. Control your spirit. You may want to knock the motherfucker out that your work partner. You may want to drop him, but at the end of the day, is that the right choice? Is that what you should do? Hell no. Because what? Now you gotta go find you a fucking job. Now you gotta deal with the law. Now you gotta deal with all this other bullshit. But here, if you would have just had discipline, you wouldn't have to. You would have to do that, man. Oh man, fuck you. Keep it moving. Or shit, get a new job. And control your spirit, man. Don't let Satan, run your spirit. So when it's time for you to do a video, you make sure you get up and you do your fucking video. When it's time to go to camp, you get the fuck up and go to camp. So like, if you fucking tripping, if you can't fucking do it, then hey, bro, you a bug out. Because you ain't got no fucking discipline. It ain't gonna work in the end. It will not work in the end. Okay? So, man, get up and go do what you gotta do for the Most High. Have discipline. So, a lot of brothers, they don't got that discipline. They want to be slothful. They don't want to do the work of the Most High. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want to read. They don't want to study. That's being undisciplined. They don't want to do shit. They just wanted to be handed to them. Well, nah, that's not how this truth go. When we do something, we gotta be able to actually do it. Okay, you gotta strive to do it. Strive for perfection. See, you gotta strive to be perfect. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. How we running now? Through the spirit, through the scriptures, keeping right, staying right, because we're running to be sure that we make it. We're trying to make it in the end of the day. Okay? So run that you may what attain what? The kingdom of heaven, your crown. You know, all this goes into it. All right. And every man that striveth for the mastery of what? The scriptures, the wisdom, the truth. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. That's what self-control in all things. Let's get into that word temperate, man. That's the whole point. You know, if you ain't got no type of control, you ain't got, you lacking. If you cannot control yourself, you emotional ass nigga, bro. You need to get out that pussy shit. You know, because you ain't making it, man. Temperate, to be self-controlled, content, keeping yourself together. To exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temperately. So what? To control yourself, to know when you tripping. So, hey, man, that's what we got to do. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. So the world does it, right? They try to be, have self-control and like try to get what? Money. Try to be famous. They try to get a corruptible crown. But we an incorruptible. So what? That's the kingdom. Okay, to get our crown of life. For the Lord to look at us and be like, good job. So ours is different than the world's. They do their shit for the world. They do their shit for themselves. We do this for Yahweh Shem Shah. We do this because we were ordered to. We do this for the Lord. Because at the end of the day, the Lord sacrificed himself for the elect. We doing this to strive to be the elect. We do this for faith. We do this because it's our faith, it's our hope. We do this because we love and believe in Yahweh Shem Shah. We do this because we die for the Lord. That's why we do this. Because we truly fucking believe. So we got to have this discipline. Because we believe in Yahweh Shem Shah. See? They do it to get validated by the world. We do it to get validated by the Lord. I therefore so run, not as uncertainty. So fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Subjection. Let that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So what? Exactly. So, we got to keep our body under subjection because this flesh always wants to go off. So, and also, when we're in this truth, man, we cannot run, with, faithless. We got to be certain, man. And, hey, man, the Lord's coming back, man. We certain. Nah, man, I'm certain it's the right doctrine. I'm certain that the name of the Lord is Yahweh Shem Shah. And you keep it moving from there. Okay? But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Because why? If you don't keep your body under subjection, if you don't have no control of yourself, you're just going to be a hypocrite. Telling everybody else, oh, you're going off. You can't be doing this and that. You can't be going out partying. You can't be going out hanging with the wicked, but you're doing the same thing. Or you got to study, but you ain't studying at home. You got to do your videos, but you ain't doing your videos. You a castaway. You a fucking hypocrite. But keep your body in subjection. Stay away from the pork. Stay away from the wickedness. Make sure you do your videos. Make sure you pray to Yahweh Shem Shah, regardless of what you go through. Keep the faith, man. Staying right. Doing what you got to do for the Most High. Not letting nobody waver you from the truth. Regardless on what's going through in your life, that you keep your mind right on Yahweh Shem Shah. That's discipline. That's faith. That's wisdom. That's all that. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. So bring your body into subjection. Bring that mind into subjection. Bring that flesh into subjection. Subject that motherfucker. Don't let Satan have rule over you. That's being undisciplined. When you being overly emotional and shit. When you ain't got no fucking self-control. Hollering like a little damn girl. Tripping over small shit. Can't handle no hell. Can't handle pressure. Some pussy shit. They ain't being disciplined. They ain't having faith in the Lord. So whatever you going through, bro, praise the Most High. Give it up to the Most High, man. All right. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So yeah, examine yourself whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. And man, like I said, man, that takes discipline. So check yourself. You know what I'm saying? So check yourself. Keep yourself right. Okay? When you know you tripping, when you not right, when you're like, damn, man, am I doing right? Damn, am I studying now? Now, I told this brother, make sure you something, but am I doing it? So, examine yourself, make sure that you're good. That way, proving your own selves. That you're still in his truth, that you're still preaching the word of the Lord, that you're still preaching his word in 100% doctrine, that you're still good, So always examine yourself. Never get too comfortable. Do it daily. Always be on yourself. I gotta make sure I study. Gotta make sure I'm doing right. So before you tell another brother, if they going off, make sure you go. Make sure you right. Make sure you right before you go tell someone else what they wrongs is. Make sure you right first. To examine yourself. Go ahead and get Romans 5:1, and we gonna close out after that. This is Romans chapter 5, verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace. We have peace with the Most High through our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. And that's, when we're justified by faith is when the Lord returns. We're getting justified now, by, still in this truth, by still going. But at the end of the day, the real justification, bro, is when you get crowned. Okay? And it's really going to show the Lord who kept his faith. And that's when you're going to have peace with the Most High. When the Lord's not going to destroy you. Shoot, and even now, letting the Lord sup with you. But when the Lord, is not going to destroy you, you get your crown, when you right by the Lord, you ain't got to deal with the wrath of the Lord. The world do. By whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High. And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also. That takes discipline as well. Glorying in tribulation. Glorying in catching hell. We take glory in that because at the end of the day, why? It means the Lord is dealing with us. It's because the Lord's chastising you for a reason. Because he's dealing with you. Because you his son. Like I said again, I always bring this up. If you got a child. Your child goes off, go do some stupid shit in school, whatever, with his little friends. Go do some dumb shit with his friends. Stupid ass shit. Grab a rock, throw it in the fucking neighbor's window. Bust is open. Boom. Him and the friend. Turns out, boom. Kid got caught. Neighbor at your door, boom. Comes tell you what happened. You sit over there looking at your child. So who you gonna get on? You gonna get on the friend or you gonna get on the child? Hell no. You gonna get on your child. Because why? You love your child. So when a father loves his son, he gets on them. That's why we rejoice in tribulations. Because we know that the Lord loves us. We know that the Lord, he loves us. He's doing it because he loves us. And that's a blessing. It's to keep us right. It's to make us stronger. Make us be able to go through things and spiritually. Make us be able to get the kingdom in. And it's even teaching us here in this little dumbass world. It's teaching us how to move in this world. Harmless as a dove and wise as a serpent. It's teaching us. This is why we know how to move in the world. This is why we don't get caught up in bullshit. So we rejoice also in our tribulations, knowing that tribulations worketh patience, and patience experience hope. So patience, man. To be impatient. You get patience, man, you get experience. Now you know how to deal with shit. Because you patient. You knew to wait. You knew to handle that suffering. Now you got experience. And now you got hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us. So the Spirit, man. So the Spirit's all over us, man. So it's not a shame to be in this truth. It's not a shame to have our hope. Because at the end of the day, we understand and know that we got a Spirit. It's all over us. You know, it's all over the elect. It's all over the men of the Lord. So yeah, man. So man, you make sure you be disciplined in this thing, man. You keep on going, man. I'm about to read verse 6 real quick. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, the Mashiach died for the ungodly. You know, he died for his elect. Okay, because we was going off. Okay, so, you know, when we went off also. So the Lord, you know, saved us by him, you know, and that took mad discipline. Crazy amount of discipline. Took faith, wisdom, knowledge, all that. It took faith, you know, it took everything. The Lord knew what was about to happen to him. He still did it anyway for his elect. Because all foolish ass was going off. All foolish ass went off. You know, so, you know, to keep on going, keep preaching, man, and never end, man, and always stay right. And the elect would never fall. The elect would never fall out the truth. They get knocked down, they get back up, but they never fall out the truth. The elect is sealed. We got to have faith and hope that you're a part of it. Okay, so everything we do, we got to make sure we do it right by Yahweh Bashim El Shah. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh Shah didn't die for nothing. He died for his elect. So if Yahweh Shah died for his elect, he's telling us to do one simple thing: do the word, follow his commandments, and do the word. You know, and do the scriptures, preach, keep his commandments, man. The best of our ability, man. You better fucking do it. It's tough. It can be tough, but we gonna do it. Yeah, you might be feeling bad. You may not be feeling like it, but get up and fucking do it anyway. That's the thing, man. Set your emotions aside and do what you gotta fucking do. Being emotional, sitting there doing nothing won't get you nowhere. So stay right, man. And with that, like I say, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. The Mount El Apostle, the Milson, Told you, so I take it to Israel. This is Brother Tazban with that show. One with a ball.